And I really do hope that Semper has remained a Biotan with that Mario profile picture. I believe he has.
I would hope so. I would definitely hope so, as we are loading into game number 1 of this best of 5 ZVT, and here we have the Zerg player representing Storm Gaming in the top right hand corner of Jagannatha LE. Representing the land of the Americas, we have JonSnow.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, playing for only himself, give it up for the Green Terran of Semper.
Oh boy. So yeah, we shall see. Again, like I haven't had the luxury of tuning in to NA Apprentice season 1 of this year, where again Semper kind of debuted once again as his Terran, and I don't know what he's looking like right now. Is he back to his old form? Is he playing like Maru, right? Is he incredibly bio focused, or is he whipping out that mech?
Yeah, we will have to wait and see, as these players are doing fairly normal things to start with. So it's not going to be like some weird proxy hatch or like proxy 2, 3, or 4x, which I still haven't seen the strategy lose. And hopefully Semper can keep that tradition alive today, as proxy racks is such a good build. And we do have an SCV scout fairly early on, or fairly late, from Semper, and that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is definitely interesting here. It is going across the map. Because of how late it is, we'll see if it's able to see much. I mean, to be fair, there's nothing really going on, right? JonSnow isn't going for an early lair or early gases or anything too crazy. Thankfully, I guess.
Yeah, thankfully. As this SCV gets there right as the natural finishes and decides to back off, saying, hey, that's enough info for me. And I suppose at the very top level it is, going with the Reaper straight into Marine, as the Reaper heads across the map. And we're going to have our traditional Reaper versus Ling duel here very soon.
That we will, as it does get across the map. The drone is already at the 3rd base location, ready and waiting to throw down that hatchery. Meanwhile, the Lings so far are doing a decent job at keeping the drones alive. Semper trying to get, does get one Ling.
Yeah, able to get that second, which is not great if you're a JonSnow fan. It isn't like that much, it's just one drone, but it's still like one more drone you'll have to make later, as this Queen and the Reapers are trying to shoo away the Reaper for the creep tumor, but the Reaper just keeps on top of the Queen. The Ling's not able to do anything. When will he goes for an inject from the creep tumor.
I've been here before, except I'm stubborn and I throw down the tumor anyway, and then it goes down. It gets picked off. Feels bad, man.
Yes, always does feel bad, as Semper going for a very fast 3rd CC in addition to that starport. And I feel like this is going to be really interesting, because JonSnow is not traditionally someone I expect to go for a very fast 4th base.
Exactly. And I was really curious myself as to, hey, is Semper going to do what, it's very commonplace now in TvZ, going for that very fast, very economic opening with that 3rd CC before the starport, and it does look like he is going for it. But as you said, JonSnow, he can be known to be quite aggressive here, so we'll see if he lets Semper get away with this.
Yes, as Semper, he is starting to move out, and with his Overlord going in and scouting everything, JonSnow will know exactly what's going on and should be able to react to that 4th base. But these Reapers and Hellions get so far forward, and they do shoo away a Queen. They might even get a creep tumor, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, not quite, but they do, keep JonSnow in check. Meanwhile, JonSnow, he does see the starport. He did see, nice cancel there. He saw the cloak researching, but it was just a fake out. Semper does cancel it in the end.
Yeah, and just because he saw it, JonSnow has to sort of respect it, because there's always a chance that the Terran didn't cancel that cloak. And so these Spore Crawlers probably have to go down somewhat soon, as that layer is on the way, but I don't think it would be in time for cloak. However, since there's no cloak, he should be okay, as spores do finally get started.
There we go. There we go. Spores are on the way. We got plenty of queens as well here on the front line. A decent amount actually. We got 4 creeping queens and 1 on each other base. Yeah, pretty interesting. He's still making more queens, by the way.
Yeah, this mass queen. I wonder if he's worried about like, oh, it's 3cc BC or something, because this is just so many more queens than a normal Zerg makes. It's getting me a little bit worried as we got that Baneling nest on the way, and so we should be safe as everything is the Hellions, they try and get stuff done, but there's too many queens.
Yeah, I'm really curious. Oh my god, the Hellions, they're diving in.
They're diving in. Zerg wasn't quite in position as Semper's able to roast so many Zerglings. They do finally get surrounded, and it looks like they might make their way into the main base. The queens, they're just weren't there.
This is the danger of relying so much on queens to defend. They are so slow to keep up with the Hellions. The Hellions, they get into the main, they get some juicy drone kills, and in the end, 9 drones go down.
What a fight. Semper, he smelled weakness. He knew, hey, you weren't quite ready for this, and so he just dove on in. As back home, Semper's, I feel like, in a really nice position with a third base landed. If he survives this next counterattack, I feel like he will be golden to get a big lead in this game.
Exactly. So far, JonSnow, he has to do something with all these things. He made a massive wave of them to help defend against the Hellions, and so far he's doing a decent amount of damage here on the third, a surprising amount, as finally he does get lifted up.
Yeah, Semper able to defend his third base nicely, but lost quite a lot of HP and mining time as JonSnow backing up and going for upgrades of his own. I feel like with that upgrade deficit, JonSnow has to be a little careful, but Semper should have some nice timing in those states.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really curious to see what Semper goes for as well. We do have the armory on the way. We don't have any Widowmines quite yet, but it looks like he wants to get into some Widowmine production here with his factory. And yeah, as you said, a really nice timing opportunity with 1-1 is available for Semper.
Yeah, Combat Shield is a bit late to the party. We're getting that for a little while. But with Stin being done, these Marines will be so scary, and when 1-1 hits, it'll be even scarier as these Queens shoo the Marines away from now. JonSnow able to keep Semper's initial pressure in check.
Yeah, that he is, and I'm a little bit concerned for JonSnow because it looks like he's really relying on Ling Bane at the moment, so he's gonna have trouble really keeping up with all these drops that are gonna be coming out for Semper. I'm not really committing to any kind of Hydra tech or Spire tech.
Yeah, and these drops, it'll be so hard to chase down these medevacs. The Queen's really the only anti-air, and Queens, as we saw, are so slow, and finally, that Spire going down. This I like, but is it a little late necessarily?
Yeah, that is the question. It was pretty interesting. JonSnow, above everything else, he prioritized getting Baneling speed. So because of that, he should be able to survive long enough and help deal with these Marines, as long as the Ling Bane is in position. Oh my god.
So many Queens going down there. Ling's finally getting there, and things, they just boost into the main base. Things are going from bad to worse for JonSnow, as this might get more Queens and maybe even a mineral line, as Lings aren't anywhere nearby. They go to the top base. Oh, and beautiful Widowmine hits.
Oh yeah, exactly. The Lings, they were distracted by the drop here at the third base. Meanwhile, another Queen does go down. Once again, these drones are under threat. The Marines, they're just going, unimpeded, unheeded. Like, they're just getting so much damage. Oh my god.
And they also lift out perfectly right before the Banelings able to detonate, and once again that left side going back in, maybe able to get another Queen here. Oh my.
Oh god. Exactly. I mean, I guess it's a good thing that JonSnow made so many Queens earlier, so he has plenty to replace them, so he shouldn't fall behind in terms of injects. I say that, but like, they're getting thinned out pretty hard.
Yeah, he's down to 4 Queens when at one point he had 9 or 10. And meanwhile, on the other side of things, Semper is building a bigger and bigger bio army, and JonSnow suddenly finds himself down nearly 40 supply.
Exactly. This is terrifying for JonSnow. He has no eyes right now on the map to see this push coming. Finally, he's going to be able to see it once it starts pushing into creep, but he's not ready for it. He does have a couple of mutas on the way, but honestly, mutas are not what you want right now.
Yeah, Banelings are the name of the game, and with Widowmines in position, you have to be very careful with those Banelings as the first wave go in and get not great connections, but maybe this base will be forfeit. There just aren't that many Banes here.
Yeah, we do have a lot of Banelings on the way, but they're not ready, as you said, and we got plenty of Widowmines here for the Marines to kite back into. This third base, it is under threat. The Banelings are forced to engage with the pre-split.
Really nice job, and just so many Banelings going down for not a lot. Once again, the Banelings go in, but their Marines are just so far back. Ooh, a couple of gorgeous hits, but I don't know if it's enough.
Yeah, so far it doesn't look like it. There is a final wave of Banelings here for JonSnow, but this is all he has left, and GG gets called. Oh my god.
Same JonSnow. Sometimes you're a little bit frustrated. You're like, I was so close. Almost had it, and then just like everything went not quite your way. In the end, really well done by Semper, though. Just able to pull JonSnow apart, not quite able to be in the perfect position. And yeah, I'm curious what adaptations JonSnow will make, and if Semper will mix up the build or go once again for that very fast CC play.
Yeah, we shall. I'm really curious to see if what JonSnow was going for was very map specific for Jagannatha, going for that mass queen style. As he was making it, I was getting flashbacks to Miyamika. I think there was a discussion we had how Miyamika was kind of like in some way influencing the NA meta a little bit with his like aggressive styles. And I know he loves queen pushes on Jagannatha. Maybe that was like going through JonSnow's mind a little bit, but oh god, it really didn't work out for him defensively.
Yeah, just not quite able to be in the right position. And I feel like JonSnow everything was going really well for him up until those Hellions got into the main base.
Yeah.
And if you were just like maybe able to be in a slightly better position, then maybe he would be the one with the upgrade lead and really tempo control of that last game. As we do have Oxide for the next map, and I'm very excited for this one.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm concerned. This map did make it through the veto process, so boy, we'll see. We'll see how JonSnow is going to be able to deal with Semper on Oxide.
Yeah, Oxide is generally a little Terran favored. Zerg's just not quite able to get 4 bases well, but before I get too much into it, we should probably introduce these players.
That we shall, as spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the American Zerg player. He is blue. He is representing Psystorm Gaming. It is, of course, JonSnow.
And in the top right-hand corner, playing for himself and the country of Canada, give it up for the Green Terran of Semper.
Yo, Canada doing well so far today.
Yeah, so far Canada's made it out of 100% of games. I'm wondering if that trend will continue. And being 1 game ahead and on Oxide, one of the more Terran maps in the pool, I feel like Semper's in a nice position to get that early 2-0 lead. If JonSnow, ooh, that's weird.
I was following the drone the entire way. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I missed that. But what a natural location. Yeah, just like this looks like normal hatch gas pool, but
it almost looks like maybe JonSnow thought that Semper went back to Protoss, and he's like, oh my god, he's gonna block my natural. I'm just gonna take my third. I'm just gonna take it at my third location. But yeah, really interesting decision here. I guess like there are some mind games that can be played out, right? It's like if your opponent SCV scouts and just looks at the natural and then goes back home or something, might think that you're going for like a big like aggressive play.
Yeah, maybe, as that natural base is going down now, and it will be scouted, but Semper immediately scouts that natural third base.
Yeah.
And so maybe all those mind games with all the information being Semper's are gone for JonSnow as that spawning pool is finishing. And it's not like the end of the world having your natural here. It is a little bit awkward.
Yeah, like it's gonna be really awkward to defend your unnatural natural, right? Like there's like this really exposed pathway between your bases that can be abused by the Reaper. We'll see how this plays out. I'm very, very unsure of it myself, as this
Reaper's already here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's already here. Oh, has to be careful not to get surrounded.
Yeah, nice job getting 1 drone so far, and looks like it's able to. Ooh, nice Spore Crawler keeping both other wounded drones live, and man, this Reaper being shooed out of the main base. Really nice job by JonSnow to only lose one drone.
Yeah, so far so good. He has been able to hold on to his natural base. He was forced to make an extra pair of wings, which I'm sure he wouldn't have wanted to do, but you know, you got to do whatever it takes to hold on to your bases, and so far so good.
Yes, and meanwhile, those Hellions are now starting production and is once again a 1-1-1, this time not having that or opting for that very fast third CC. And so Semper mixing it up in game 2 as JonSnow continues to build up. And oh man, this Reaper getting more damage here.
Yeah, it dives back into the natural middle line, gets another worker kill, but oh, it does get picked off.
That is really unfortunate for Semper and really nice for JonSnow. The Reaper provides so much of the pressure of the Reaper and Hellions do early pressure, and so JonSnow's creep will go forward that much faster and able to, and as long as he's able to defend his mineral lines, he'll be in a really nice spot.
Yeah, that is a big if though, as I'm a little bit concerned for him. We do see with this 1-1-1, okay, there's no Banshee play or anything crazy like that. There's no tech lab on the starport whatsoever. He is going for a Liberator, looking to hit around the same time as the Hellions are looking to dive into the third. We'll see if this time the Queens are in position.
Yes, nice job, JonSnow. He went and scouted the starport, had no add-on, and with the Zergling, I think he may have just seen that Liberator as it moves out. So JonSnow really, if he was on top of his scouting, knows everything and opts to make those extra gases. And I feel like JonSnow, he's just reasonably set up for this with Spore Crawlers and Queens in position.
Yeah, the Spore Crawler is in position for Liberator at the moment, right? Like, it's beautiful right now. He has a Queen ready and waiting as well. Meanwhile, Semper is poking at the creep with his Hellions, but is still waiting for the 1-2 punch. Oh, I love it. He didn't automatically queue up his Liberator. He does see the Spore, does back off.
Yeah, and the Queens forcing these Hellions to back off as one staying a bit too long, taking some damage, but not going down, as these Hellions are opting to die for the mineral line, and the Queens just weren't quite in position. There's only one Queen here, as the Lib as well gets there, and once again is the repeat of game 1.
It's happening all over again as all the drones are forced off the line. They're getting focused out by the Hellions, but the Lings, they are here this time, just in time to clean up the Hellions.
Yes, however, JonSnow is down at 33 workers compared to the 42 of Semper. And that worker lead is going to cause problems for JonSnow later down the line. He does equalize now, but, and with the layer, and was that a Roach Warren? A Roach Warren done? I feel like JonSnow is set up better defensively this time around.
That he is. Pretty interesting decision to go for that Roach Warren. It did get scouted by the Hellions of Semper. It really did. It even caught me off guard a little bit. We'll see if JonSnow commits to Roaches or if they were just in case there was a bit of a more, aggressive Hellbat timing on the way.
Yeah, maybe it was just for those Hellbat timing, as this third base is going to be delayed by a couple of Zerglings for Semper, and JonSnow finding damage where he can, as with the range upgrade starting, it's going to be a Roach commitment.
Wow, okay. Honestly, I love this a lot more just because with the amount of Queens that are out right now and that were out in the previous game as well, like, you should have impeccable creep spread, and you can really take advantage of that with these Roaches and try and hit an earlier timing.
Yes, that creep is so far forward, and with 1-1 on the way, not that far behind the Terra and JonSnow, I feel like he'll be able to easily hit a timing where he is incredibly strong. And Semper really has to get tanks going, and tanks are in production. I like this.
Oh yeah, that they are. Again, it was really important for him to have scouted that Roach Warren earlier on. Meanwhile, so much creep is getting cleaned up right now by these Marines, and JonSnow, he can't stop it. He can't stop this from happening.
Now losing so much of that forward creep spread, and now with the Marines heading into the main base, the Roaches are a bit slow to the party, but it will get here in time, and JonSnow seems to have defended well.
Yeah, he does push the drop away. I think what's important though is that Semper, he did scout the commitment to the Roaches, which he hadn't seen until now. So now he is fully aware that he has to commit to that tank production. Immediately a second factory does get started.
Yes, and Bunker's also going down at the third base. Semper is treating this very seriously. He wants to make sure there's no chance he dies, as the Roaches, they do go and secure a fourth base for JonSnow. And maybe JonSnow is just willing to play this defensive game as all his upgrades are finishing now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would hope so. It is a little bit on JonSnow right now to scout what the defenses are looking like. Right now, he is unaware of the commitment of all these bunkers and tanks. So hopefully he doesn't go for some kind of timing. Right now, he's still pumping out nothing but roaches, still working on his army supply.
Yeah, the army supply is growing, and maybe Jon Snow's just trying to max out before he pushes. But I feel like that gives Semper so much time to build defenses, as some more Ravagers are on the way, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like Jon Snow is losing his window, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Like, especially because all the bunkers are done, the tanks are in beautiful positions right now. Finally, he's pushing out. Oh, can he catch the Marines? Just quite doesn't.
Yeah, and the tanks, they're set up nicely, and so Jon Snow is forced to like try and take a better fight, killing some rocks now. But that's not what you want to be doing. You want to be killing Terran units.
Yeah, exactly. And right now he just can't find a way in. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for Semper. We have 2 tanks coming out at a time from all of these factories. Sure, more rocks are going down, and maybe he's looking for another angle. He still hasn't seen that there's a bunker there, but now he will.
Yes, and with the tank in position and Jon Snow deciding to go for it anyways, the tanks are so far back, 4 of them showing absolutely so much damage onto this Zerg army, and Zerg is forced back, but is going to start to be chased by Semper, and Jon Snow really not taking amazing trades.
Yeah, not at all. He got, what, a tank and a bunker and a couple of Marines, which is not really ideal. He is continuing to reinforce and just pumping out nothing but roaches. He has 2-2 on the way as well. He's just incredibly committed to attempting to break his Terran opponent right now. We'll see if he can do it. Some of the tanks looking a little bit exposed. Like, the buyer count isn't that high.
Yeah, however, it is go time for Jon Snow. He does able to get 1 tank before being forced back, and while there wasn't that much bile, the tanks are spread so far back that Jon Snow really can't push forward without taking so much damage.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, like, because of this massive commitment to roaches, part of me would have loved to have seen like bird roaches. Like, that would have been amazing. Maybe he could have snuck something out with that, but not quite. Meanwhile, there is a double drop in the 4th base of JonSnow.
Yeah, 1 Marine does go down so far, and a couple more are going down now as Semper being shoved out of the main base as well. Nice reactions by Jon Snow. This is giving Semper so much more space to push out on the map and clear up some more creep. I'm loving this for Semper.
Again, this is the danger of going for this for Jon Snow, because again, like, what's your anti-air looking like? You know, just a handful of queens. It's so difficult to deal with all these drops, as all you have to do is pick up, leave, and you're completely safe as the Terran player, as he is dealt with to the right, but at the same time he goes in on the left.
Yeah, there are roaches in position on the left here, so these Marines will be forced back as Jon Snow pushing very far forward, getting a bunker or 2, but tanks keeping Jon Snow unable to get on top of this base.
Yeah, Jon Snow does get pushed away. Meanwhile, he was able to win that engagement on the left-hand side of the map. With this, he could try and deny the 4th base. There are no tanks in position here. Not yet.
Yeah, there are a couple of tanks moving over now, though, and they might just get picked off by these roaches. And 3 tanks in total might go down. 1 finally gets pulled around.
Oh my god.
Instead, Jon Snow focusing on so many SCVs.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the main engagement is going on, but he just cannot break through the tank line of Semper. Like, all those SCVs going down, honestly, that's a win that Jon Snow absolutely needed, but he's just losing so many roaches in the process.
Yeah, and Semper, once again, picking off some more free roaches and stabilizing on 4 bases. Jon Snow being Echelon bases is not what you want against a Terran, and I feel like is getting a little bit behind.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Semper, he's like, you know what? I'm done defending. Time to attack. Time to unsiege all my tanks and just go across the map. And honestly, I don't know if Jon Snow has enough. He's morphing in a couple more Ravagers, which he absolutely needs to help, like, stem the tide. But is it going to be enough?
Yeah, I'm not sure. There are fight beginning now as the bios, they do not land on the bio at all. Tanks, so many of them are going down, but there's just still so much bio. And the tanks, they don't all go down. And so with the roaches gone, the Ravagers are forced to run, but I'm not sure if they can do too much.
Yeah, exactly. Ravagers alone without roaches, you never want to see that against bio here, as all the Ravagers are going down. The boys are forced off the line. GG gets called.
Semper taking game number 2, really well done there for Semper, as he was just able to keep on top of JonSnow's aggression while keeping so much pressure on himself. I feel like Semper really just played a clean game there.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. It was JonSnow being a little bit quirky, right? You know, with like the initial base that he took and the army composition that he was going for. But as you said, Semper, like his defenses were beautiful, like his drops were amazing, getting so much damage, and yeah, JonSnow was really struggling. Eventually, he did find a lot of worker kills at that fourth base, which was great, but it was a little bit too late, and he lost a lot of roaches, like as he was doing so.
Yeah, just like unable to. He tried that like 1-2 pushing on both sides style that Semper was doing so effectively, but just wasn't quite as effective when it's a PF and a massive Terran army that you're fighting, as opposed to just like a couple of exposed drone lines. As Light Shade will be our next map, and this map I feel like is a very balanced map, and so I feel like this is JonSnow's best chance to start his comeback.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Especially because like the rush distance is so much smaller on Light Shade, so if he wanted to be that bit more aggressive, he could be as well. I'm just really curious to see what kind of opener we're going to see from JonSnow as well, because he's the one who's been really kind of whipping out some weird stuff.
Yeah, he has, and we will have to wait and see as we should probably introduce these players.
Now we shall. Spawning in the top left of Lightshade LE, we have the American Zerg player. He is blue. He is representing Psystorm Gaming, currently down 0-2 in this best of 5 series. Can he bring it back? It's got to be it. This has to be where he does so. Otherwise, he is done for the tournament. It is JonSnow.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, let's give it up for the teamless Terran player in the green, Canada's Semper.
Is this a proxy hatch?
I think this is a proxy hatch.
Oh my god!
What? JonSnow?
Oh my god, I think he's been spending too much time with like Starkiller or something. I don't know what's happening right now, as we do have a proxy hatch. I mean, to be fair, Semper, if you recall, he has been like delaying his SCV scouts a little bit, so maybe this could work out.
Yeah, JonSnow, seeing that Semper being able to delay that SCV scout, this will just get so much more health from that lack of, or that late scout, just because the SCV, even though it's like right there, will see it so late, it'll be almost unstoppable. Oh, and he misses it.
Oh, that he does. He's just going across the map. Eventually he will spot this, and we'll see what the response will be for Semper. Meanwhile, at home, we do see both gases being taken. I imagine we're going to see some roaches or a roach warren.
Yeah, with those double gases being taken, I feel like this really has to be a roach warren. It's there are not that many workers alive, only 18 at the minute, and with that roach warren looking to be going down now, there it is. JonSnow deciding it will be here now with roaches, where he will make his stand.
Exactly, and Semper, he does go into the mineral line. He scouts the roach warren. He is fully aware of what's going on. The Reaper immediately runs in to the proxy hatch, and oh boy, now we'll see how good the response is going to be. We do have a couple of bunkers being thrown down. The factory is in production.
Yeah, I really like this from Semper, not taking this lightly at all with 2 bunkers and that factory, and the Reaper able to do so much to these Zerglings. I feel like, man, I feel like Semper is just in such a good spot.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of the links does get picked off. I love that he actually canceled his add-on as well, which was pretty interesting on his racks. I believe, I could be wrong there, but yeah, here we go. The factory is done. Tech lab on the way. We're going to see a tank or a cyclone in production for Semper. Right now, like, there's a timer for JonSnow. He's got to make something happen before the factory units pop out.
Yes, and the Reaper managed to make it by the Roach Queen and into the bunker of Semper. And so with a couple SCVs pulled, I feel like even though there are Ravagers, Semper's in a really nice position.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it looks like this depot will go down, and maybe a second will go down as well, but I can't see him doing much more once the tank comes out.
Yeah, Now there are some SCVs pulled, and this Rax and Depot is getting very, very low. However, with the bunkers here, I feel like you can't. This is like all you're gonna get, and this can't be all you get because I don't know if it's enough.
Exactly. Another really important thing, the hatchery for JonSnow was incredibly late at home because there was an SCV that was blocking the drone for the longest time. Finally, that SCV did go down, so JonSnow can expand. Oh boy, but the transition, it is delayed, and what's scary is that we do have Banshees on the way.
Yeah, and Banshees are going to put an end to all of this pressure unless JonSnow decides to invest in like a Spore Crawler and some Queens on the side of the map. But with only one Queen, I'm not sure that's going to be enough to keep all these Ravagers alive. And meanwhile, there is only one Queen as well on the other side. And so I think if the Banshee can be at these Queens, they can do so much damage.
Yeah, like there's a lot going on right now that's pretty interesting in that JonSnow isn't droning up, like he's still making nothing but lings and nothing but units. So he's still very committed to ending the game instead of transitioning, which is interesting to me. I do love that like he's spreading creep. Like it's gonna be so difficult for Semper to take an expansion, so I kind of wanted JonSnow to like hunker down at home, get some spores, make sure he like, you know, he's safe, but he's really, again, just committing to making nothing but units, like lings and roaches on the way.
Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Semper is getting that Banshee across the map, and the Queen does start to shoo it away. So not getting too much so far, but scouting, there are more lings sitting across the map, and maybe those lings, he knows, hey, something's up, I should really get ready as a Raven, and oh, the starport lifts.
Oh, it does lift, as we do have another Rax on the way. I mean, JonSnow, yeah, he wants to try and bust in. Like, again, just nothing but lings in production. He just wants to go up the ramp and try and break his opponent.
Yeah, lots of biles go down, and the first bunker is going down. However, the Overlord being shooted away, but the second one's nice, and here it is. It's go time.
Yeah, exactly. He dives in immediately. All the lings do go down. Nice biles. Does get one tank, but that's all he gets.
Oh, and that's it. GG. Semper takes game 3.
Wow. Wow. GG. Well played. Semper does 3-0 his opponent, and the thing with JonSnow is I 100% feel like he probably could have transitioned into a macro game from there, right? Like,
yeah, no, I agree with you. While he there was a second CC finally getting finished for Semper. JonSnow, he had the natural base he could pull out of gas and maybe just make some roaches to not die. And as long as he didn't die there, then he could probably very easily drone up into what could be a macro game, but just deciding, you know what, I don't think I have it in me is strange for me. Maybe JonSnow's not that confident right now.
Yeah, or maybe specifically against Semper, right? I'm sure they have hit each other on the ladder many times. I'm sure they faced each other, or they may have faced each other in the previous season of NA Apprentice as well. But JonSnow, he did not want to get into a longer game there in game number 3. He wanted to try and end it early. And to be fair, I don't blame him, right? Game 1 and 2, like Semper did so well in them in those more longer games. JonSnow would have had an advantage, right? He would have been ahead in bases. It would have been a little bit more difficult for Semper to get his economy really rolling. But in the end, JonSnow, he opted for the all-in, and it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, he did try his best, though, and that is a very scary all-in. If Semper had made even like one small mistake that JonSnow could capitalize on, then he could very easily just completely lose that game. However, Semper was on top of his defense, played a clean game from there, and just JonSnow wasn't able to break it.
Yeah, he just wasn't able to do it. And now with that, we do confirm the all Canada semis in the upper semis, which does also confirm a Canadian player in the finals.
Yeah, it'll be Canada versus USA, that War of 1812 all over again.
Okay.
On the bottom side of the bracket, it's only American. And so, yeah, I'm very curious how this time the Canada-America class will go. But before that, but we have ways to go before that. We have some awesome matches ahead of you in a TVP and a ZVT.